Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm going to do an all signs. I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since I did any reading. I've been super busy. Wow. So I'm going to open it up with this. Coatlicú, she of the serpent skirt, la de la falda de serpientes. All right. So this is going to be kind of an overall message for the collective. And then I'm going to get into the all signs, right? Coatlicú. Coatlicú. All right. So this is the first card that came out, right? Coatlicue. She of the serpent skirt, la de la falda de serpientes. Coatlicue is an emanation of the spirit of the earth, and her myth figures heavily in the Aztec migration story. Coatlicue literally means skirt of snakes. She is associated with death, fertility of the earth, and medicinal plants. All healers call to her. In mythology, she gave birth to the moon, the stars, and Huitzilopochtli, Tochi, and Cihuacuatl were aspects of her. Coatlicue embodies the dark and light. Wow, okay, that makes sense. All that is opposite and complementary. Complementary. When you need to be grounded in the earth or connect with your heart and cut attachments, she invites you to reinvent yourself and let go of what does not serve you. This archetype taps into the ancient wisdom of recurring cycles, helping you understand the lessons so that you can become your best and highest self. Each time that a woman heals herself, she helps me to heal the earth that is me. All is sacred. So that was in quotations, right? From Coatlicue. Each time that a woman heals herself, she helps me to heal the earth that it is me. All is sacred. So that was a pretty deep message to start it off with. So I like that a lot. On that note, let me see. So I guess I'll start with Pisces since it is still Pisces' birthday or no? Yeah, right? Or no? Or did we already enter into? Yeah, I think it is, right? So we'll get into Pisces starting off. So what does Pisces need to know right now? What is the message for Pisces? Message for Pisces. Whoa. Opposition balance. So maybe right now is a time for balance. Opposition. Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts. Hey, Brittany, how's it going? Isn't it your isn't it your birthday today? I think it is, right? If it is, happy birthday. Let me see. Where's the opposition, balance, Saturn, wisdom, discipline, structure, time, responsibility, test, ambition, difficulty. Hey, good morning, Eliza. Hope all is well. Saturn, wisdom. Okay, well, here you go, Brittany. Happy birthday. I'm not gonna sing the whole happy birthday to you, but there's oh wait, what's up with that cheap little one? There we go. Happy birthday to you. All right, so Saturn, wisdom. I don't know, Pisces. Let me know if that resonates. Some of you might be going through a Saturn return. Maybe you already went through it. Oh, that actually makes sense because the first for the kind of the collective message was about the goddess Coatlicue that helps with that, right? Like if you're not getting the lessons from the repeating cycles, tap into her energy, right? And she helps you heal from those cycles, right? Because when you heal yourself, you heal the world. So Pisces, maybe you're going through a Saturn return, something like that, right? Let me see. What else for Pisces? Pisces. What's the current energy for Pisces? What are they dealing with right now? Whoa. Uh-oh. Pisces. Are you still crying over spilt milk? Is there something that you're still kind of now willing to walk away from? And that's funny because that's literally, everything, right? Have you not gained the wisdom from whatever recurring cycle you're going through, right? Maybe codependency, maybe, yeah, because with this, I'm getting that, right? Like not being able to let go and walk away kind of thing, right? Like the whole let go and let God situation, you know? When you got two new cups behind you, but you're still looking at the ones that spill over. So, but see, five, the number of change. So, you have to embrace the change. I know Pisces is a mutable sign, so that surprises me. I've met, a lot of Pisces that, I remember this Pisces once that they told me, right, that they were talking to somebody and the person had been ignoring them, right, that they kept texting them and this and that, and the person wouldn't reply. And it had already been a few months, and they're like, oh, do you think today's their birthday, do you think I should text them? I was like, honestly, no. And then I went somewhere, when I came back, they're like, I text them. I was like, yeah, of course you did. So look at it as I split the deck. There you are, Pisces. So there's something, right? Something from the past, I feel that still kind of has you, yeah, that you haven't fully, even if you physically walked, wow, I mean, I don't even know, right? Well, let's just say that if you physically walked away, you still are emotionally tied to something from the past, right? So we'll see. Damn, there you are again as I split the deck again, Pisces, Hangman. So there's a lot of that energy right now. Let me know if it resonates. Saturn has hands. That's funny. Oh, Eliza, Pisces rising. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow, the chariot. See, there it is. You have the power and strength of free will. And I think that's kind of the lesson sometimes, right? The universe sees, and look, it has something to do with your throat, because here it's almost like this is like almost the energy of an unempowered throat chakra, right? Something that, because see, I even feel it. Like there's something that you're not vocalizing that'll hop, maybe saying it out loud. Like, you know what? I'm letting go and letting God, like just some kind of affirmations, even, right? That'll start to manifest in that way, right? Just because this is a very empowered, right? Like, I think I've heard that it's the emperor driving the chariot, right? And even though here it's just stationary, it's still, this is the epitome of having that strength, right? The free will. Maybe that's part of it, right? Because at any moment it could tell the Sphinx, like, okay, it's time to go, right? It's someone that's very in control. And it is, look at triumph, victory. So I think with the throat chakra here too, it's about vocalizing, right? Maybe start doing some kind of affirmations, something like that, right? So okay. See, one more for Pisces. Wow. So maybe it's tied to your emotions, right? The Queen of Cups is very compassionate, but very see, wow, my throat wanted to The Queen of Cups is very compassionate, but very in control of her emotions, right? Mm. You know, like the way the water goes all around, even though the water looks all swirly and everything, the queen is very poised in her, in the way she's sitting down, right? She's poised, confident, like the way she's looking at that cup, right? It's like she's very aware of her emotions. She acknowledges her emotions, but they don't run her, right? They don't rule over her. See, and I could feel it in the heart, right? In the heart space. Like you feel it, right? But it's not like, doesn't make you go run crazy or all that crazy stuff. So, all right. So, what's the advice for? I think it kind of already said I don't know. I guess optimism. Maybe starting something new. Just taking, I mean, this isn't exactly the full card, right? Maybe there's a new connection coming in, or they're asking you to kind of be in this energy of grabbing your little wand and just, putting on your yellow boots, grab your wand and start a new journey with optimism, right? Maybe that'll take your mind off of things. Maybe it's just action, right? Maybe just taking action will help you. Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, so I think let's see, I'll put one more advice. Okay, so just feels like that's the advice. Just get to doing something, right? Even baby steps, it doesn't matter. Something will take your mind off of, yeah, I feel like new things, right? Once you start, before you know it, I think the universe is gonna give you something a lot more emotionally fulfilling if you're still, I mean, even in the first card, right? Obviously, there's already two cups behind you that you're not seeing, right? Maybe the universe is gonna show you again. Look it, you need me to show you a bigger cup. There's already new opportunities, right? Stop crying over spilt milk, right? And hopefully you get it that time, right? I think that's yeah, yeah. That's a huge lesson, right? That a lot of us don't learn in life. I'm throwing myself in that because I know I did that mistake in the past, right? Where there's new opportunities and then something from the past, they come a knocking and then you go back and it's literally like you went back, right? Like you went backwards. So I wouldn't yeah, so yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, so who's next? Pisces, Aries, right? Let me see. So for Aries, what do you have for Aries? What does Aries need to know? Wow. Seventh house, relating. Partners, companionship, best friends, marriage, relationships, opposition, equilibrium, sharing, communion, justice, balance, social awareness. So maybe there's new partnerships coming in, balanced partnerships, or maybe that's what you need to focus on, right? How to balance things out, balancing things out. Transformation with Scorpio, right? There's something you need to transform. Transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal, thorough, obsessive, intimate, primal, lusty, sourceful, and mysterious. So compulsive, destructive, manipulative. So it's also warning you about the shadow aspects of that, right? Scorpio. So maybe you're in a scorpionic energy. I don't know if that's how you say it right now. Maybe that's kind of but definitely emphasis on balancing things out, right? To focus on your seventh house, balance things out. Hey, River Dragon. We're on Aries right now. I think, right? You're in or Aries River Dragon. Wow, look it. And that's funny, right? Because relationships came out and for Aries and then the Ten of Cups. Yeah, so maybe bringing balance to something, right? Bringing balance to something can grant you that whole happy life, right? Happy wife, happy life, happy husband, happy life or something. Now, it doesn't have to be like that, but I'm saying like just bringing balance, right? Bringing balance. Maybe you're a Pisces cusper. Oh no, no, wait, is Aries? I always get confused. I think when I do them out of order, I think the is Aries and Pisces they cusp, right? Look at it as I split the deck. High Priestess. So there has to be action, right? So I think it is Aries has to do something on their part, right? To balance things out, right? In relationships, right? I know there can be a stubborn energy to Aries, right? No shade meant to be thrown, right? So if you do have to take if you have to do the one if you do have to be the see even my words are stumbling. So if you do have to be the one to balance things out, I feel like I mean, hey, if that gets you to a 10 of cups, I don't see why that's something bad, right? So let's see. And with the high priestess, I think like right? Whatever Aries is connecting to this is an Aries that's very aware, right? High priestess action, right? Let me see what else for. I think like that's already kind of the advice, right? Like things can be very 10 of cupish if you take the action to balance things out. Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting that. Well, maybe this is the current energy, right? I don't know. Maybe this is you. Maybe this is someone else you're dealing with, and that's why you need to balance things out. But that's interesting. Interesting. So take it how it resonates, whether that's you, Aries, or. But what's interesting is that the Knight of Cups came in reverse. Mm, you had to complicate things, huh? Because now I'm like, okay, that took a turn. Maybe it's different energies, right? Feeling something in my throat too, like, oh, all right, then let's clarify this, because okay, let's clarify this. That's interesting. Let me see. Why the Knight of Cups in reverse? Ah, walking away. And my heart just got tight, like when th- the walking away, like it just tightened up. Boom. So, okay. So now this is kind of a confusing energy. Wow. Wow. So this is interesting. It's like the universe is being very clear, right? Balancing, boom, 10 of cups. But when I said that, I guess everything comes out for a reason. I literally had just said about, some Aries could have a stubborn energy, and this is like, oof, I got chills down. Someone that knows what they need to do, but it's like, I'm not doing it. And so whether this is you, Aries, preferring to walk away than to balance things out, or because you fail to balance things out, something walks away. And I just got the coldest chills down my back. So yeah, I think that's the energy, right? Knowing like the universe putting it to you on a platter, right? Like, yeah, balancing things out, bam, equals harmony, all this stuff. Ten of Cups. Wow, this is crazy. I got so many chills. So yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know. Well then, yeah, that's the whole thing about this life, right? Free will, all that good stuff. Look at as I split the deck. Bam, Aries, there you are. Right? What's on this side? Ah. See, it's that kind of energy of like, yeah, this is someone that very reckless sometimes, right? With the way they speak, right? Even having the sword, right? Like, do you choose peace and love and harmony, or do you choose to swing that sword, right? Nah, I'm gonna swing that sword. So, it is what it is. That's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Okay, so let's see what's the advice. I mean, I feel like it was already pretty blunt. That's crazy. My whole throat is like burning up as I'm doing this. So I feel like I'm definitely connecting to some kind of energy that just has trouble, like, I don't know, saying something nice, I guess. Like, it's a really interesting energy. Really. Oh, the page. Yeah. I was like, where's that page of swords? And that's when I split the deck, right? But I mean, it started off a beautiful thing, right? Like, right? That wasn't the high priestess in there as well. Yeah. So it's someone that's very aware, but now it's like, wow, wow. I was shuffling and shuffling. I think you guys saw that I was shuffling, shuffling, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In this case, I just get like someone that has all the strength and power to do what they need to do, right? Because, if it would have came out like, the emperor came out upright, right? I asked, what's the advice, right? So would an emperor be afraid to speak anything? Would an emperor be I think if it would have came out emperor in reverse, that's more like a low vibrational emperor, right? So the advice is to be like an emperor, right? An emperor isn't afraid to speak up, right? Look at that. It says equidad y positivismo. I think like someone that's equal. That's literally what the first card that came out, right? Balance, right? So someone that's equal and has a positive mindset. It's almost like being a good ruler, a good emperor kind of thing, right? So yeah, my throat cleared up when I said that stuff. So I think that's what it is. The advice is to be like the upright emperor, right? So that's pretty interesting. And, four too. It's a very balanced, right? Solid foundation four. So that's pretty interesting. What else? What else? Whoa, that one's yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. So I can could I even reach that? The Wheel of Fortune, but I feel like it's all up to you, whichever way it's gonna turn. I think it's literally like the wheel can either turn in so you have to repeat a cycle and I guess you don't learn your lesson and the Wheel of Fortune might turn in a different way or it'll turn in a good way, right? So I think that's kind of good enough, right? For that. So let's go to the next one. Who's next? He's Taurus, right? Taurus. Okay. Taurus. Let me try not to take too long. I feel like I took way too long for that. Okay. So Taurus. What did you why what did you put? Um Brittany? Whoa. The sun. Wow, Taurus. The sun being. Maybe right now it's just about being, right? Cracking that heart open. Maybe you've been holding your heart in or something, or but right now the sun. Essence, energy, self-awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, challenge, ego, express yourself, shine, heartbeat. Maybe your father, maybe connecting to your father energy. Maybe there's something you need to resolve with that. I don't know. Wow, Aries came out with that too. So maybe you're an Aries cusper. Interesting. Venus in Taurus. Here we go. Uh-oh. Hopefully you're not dealing with someone, right? Because the moon and the seven. Geez, the moon and the seven of swords gives almost like a kind of narcissistic vibe in a way, right? The illusions, the trickery, lies. That's kind of heavy. So I don't know if that's what you're dealing with. Yeah, that's crazy. That gave like oof. Maybe that was like something. Yeah, maybe that was something. But maybe that's why, right? Your heart was in a little shell for a while, right? Maybe you were recovering from something you were dealing with. But right now, it feels like the sun's shining bright. Maybe things are going good for you right now. You're feeling generous, or that's the energy you're about to step into, right? I feel like things, if they haven't turned around yet, I feel like they're about to turn around, right? See, look at that as I split the deck. Good news coming in, right? Maybe you'll be inspired to do something new. Let me see. Oof. Wow. Okay. Bam. Like you can't even make that. Oh, now the sun came out in this deck, right? So the sun and the sun. So I love that clarification, right? I told you, right? See, things are about to, if they haven't started looking up yet, they're about to, right? So that's pretty good, Taurus. I like it. I almost don't want to keep pulling, so we just keep that energy, right? Mm. As I split the deck, the star is here too, so okay, let's see what, let me see. Mm. This makes sense because it was the star and the Knight of Swords. So be careful with anything from your past trying to come back in, right? With the double sun, it almost feels like that, right? Like maybe you're having some kind of glow up, right? So be careful with things from your past trying to rush back in. It's giving that here for a good time, not a long time kind of vibes, right? Be careful with the, you know, with the bumpy wand, right? Like just be careful, right? So, male or female or uh, whatever, Think y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. Looks like good times for Taurus. Let me see. What else? What else? See, what's the advice? I think the advice already is like that. I think you're in a good trajectory right now. Don't let things from your past try to come back in, or even that, if it's new energy, I got like past and we're still in retrograde, huh? So yeah, you know, just be careful with that whole, yeah, wow. See? There you are, Taurus. It's almost like, that happens, right? You could be connected to someone that'll just bring you to ruin, right? Things could change that fast. So I think that's the warning, right? Or you'll forget about what you got going on, and so be careful not to connect your energy to someone that's gonna bring you down, right? I think that's very to the point, right? So I think that's the advice for Taurus. I know that was very to the point, but I don't feel like there's anything else I need to say with that, right? I think like you're having a glow up already, or it's about to come in. You're gonna be inspired by something, get ideas, and if you connect to someone from the past or something, or someone new comes in, I feel like their energy just might bring you down. Use discernment, right? I'm sure you'll. Oh, I got chills. So I'm sure you'll be and look at the train. The train's doing it right now too. So um way over there. The train. I wish that y'all could hear it, but yeah. So that's the warning, Taurus. So don't come back here after and be like, "Oh, I didn't listen." Ah, yeah, crazy, huh? I don't know. Wow, bumpy wand or bumpy, I don't know what's a good way of putting that, the female femininity part. Okay, so Gemini. All right, Gemini. What do we got for Gemini? That's when I know I'm taking a long time because my whole incense already went all the way down. So I'm gonna have to light another one right now. Let me see. Whoa, Taurus. So maybe you're a Taurus cusper. The bombshell. Wow. See, Taurus. It's funny that I was saying that, but yeah, Gemini, I guess too, right? Maybe you're having a glow up. Maybe you're a Taurus cusper. Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive. See, fertile. So be careful. See, maybe you're attracting someone, right? And you know, it says pleasure seeking for you too. So try not to. Hmm. Gemini, patient jumped out at me. So I don't know, but let's see what else. Wow. So yeah, maybe right now, maybe who knows? Maybe there is love in the air for Gemini, right? Seventh house relating, partners, companionship, best friends, marriage, relationships, equilibrium, sharing, communion, justice, balance, social awareness. Maybe the scales are balancing, right, for Gemini. So let's see what else. Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe there was a heartbreak before, but now things are. See, and there's Libra balancing, right? Maybe optimism. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. That's funny that fell. Wow. And this is the card of marriage. So that's funny, right? And there's Taurus again. So maybe you are a Taurus cusper. That's so funny. Because this one's the marriage card too, right? Marriage. And this, wow, was crazy that the card just fell. Wow. Stay optimistic though. That was weird. That was crazy. That thing just jumped down. All right, let's see. What else? Have I even pulled the card yet? Or I just split the deck and that's what was. Yeah, I think I just split the deck, huh? Oh, justice again. Wow. Doubling down on the justice, on the marriage thing. So there's something, maybe for past heartbreaks, right? The universe is now rewarding you with a balanced partnership, right? Companionship. Something that's going to be very soothing to your heart. That's going to feel good. It's going to feel balanced. Reciprocal love, right? Look at that as I split the deck. Celebration. So, I like it. Maybe you're coming out of a hermit mode because it was the hermit on the other side. So, uh-oh. I feel like this is a past. I feel like you were in this energy. I don't know. So if you're in this energy right now, just know that things are being balanced out, right? Like the universe is on your side. So try not to. Yeah, remember, it's if you're up in your own head, it's kind of like you're putting yourself there, right? Like you're really not as restricted as you think, right? At all, really. You're not restricted at all. So I don't know why the front sword, it's almost like that's interesting, right? It's like I just pictured this person wiggling out of those binds and picking up that sword in front of them, right? And almost like striking down whatever they thought had them bound, right? So that's a pretty interesting. I saw that whole thing playing out. I never noticed like that sword that's in the front never really jumped out at me like that, right? That's crazy. It was like if I could see them just boom wiggling out of the things, picking up that sword, and like, all right, you're really not powerless at all, right? Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so if you need to strike someone down, oh, that is the Gemini card, duh. So there you are, you popped out, right? So that's funny. So see, you're not powerless, Gemini. You could strike someone down with a sword if you need to. Wow, that makes sense. See, so it's all, ooh, yeah, these are two of like the most, the cards, but to come out together, the devil and the seven of swords, yeah, that's probably who you need to strike down, right? The thing from the shadow from the past that put you in this kind of energy, right? That's crazy. So, yeah, wow, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, like this says so many things. This gives like super like manipulative. Someone maybe even like yeah, that dabbled in kind of spell work stuff, right? So if you went through that Gemini, just know that things are being balanced out, right? And look at, see, the Justice has that sword that I talked about. This person taking off the binds and picking up that sword, bam, handing out that justice. That's crazy. Hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even want to really. I don't feel because I feel like you already overcame that. I guess that's why I'm not getting all the heebie-jeebies with that. I feel like this is something maybe Geminis were going through, Because I'm really not feeling nothing. Like I feel like whatever I'm tapping into already overcame that, right? The justice. That's crazy. So what's the advice for Gemini? Oh, everything's just freaking flipping over. I think new opportunities are on the way. Now I'm getting chills. Now I'm getting chills. Maybe there's gonna be some beautiful new opportunities coming in, right? That are gonna be really good financial opportunities, right? But the whole thing, there's a justice, right? It's really interesting that as creepy as that would normally be, that damn, it's almost like s- spirit is showing how meaningless whatever attempts of this energy, right? Something literally. That's I mean, the first thing that popped into my head, like spell work kind of stuff, right? People dabbling in stuff. So I'm not gonna even if the spirit world isn't paying it no mind, then I won't either, right? So what else for Gemini? That's crazy. So logically, it's crazy. Spiritually, it's like, eh. So I love it. Right, Gemini? Justice. There's justice. Wow. See? Justice. I feel like, yeah, maybe new connections coming in, right? See? And this is your card again, too, right? This is better than the other Eight of Wands card, right? So look at what had came out, right? Relating, love, this and that. Good partnerships. Yeah. Well deserved though, right? Too. And the heart chakra with the justice is the heart. So I feel like that. Maybe there was a really toxic kind of thing you went through, right? Relationship. The Three of Swords that came out too, right? So yeah, maybe it was a very toxic relationship. The universe is balancing it out. That's interesting. I took a deep breath without. Yeah, maybe you could breathe easy now. So I love it. So that's a good thing, right? So damn, did they really even give? No, I think just like you're not restricted. I think if there's an advice, it's just that there should be rest if you need to. So that's probably the only thing, right? Don't give no energy. Yeah, there should be no hate, no nothing. Because tregua is truce, right? So whatever from the past, it's fine. The universe had your back anyways. You're good. Don't pay it any mind, right? You're okay. So that's kind of the thing. All right. So who's next? Gemini, Cancer. Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. I think I took a little longer on that one because that was unexpected, right? Whoa. Flu. Perception. Third house, Cancer. Speech, thought, social media, excursions, dating. Ah, maybe you've been in your shell, in your little crab shell, and now you're dating, 70 research, street life. Uh-oh, your thug life over here, Cancer. I could see that. Circulation, discussions surrounding sociability. Oh, you're a Cancer? Okay, cool. Geminis have the innate. You call Gemini's Google? That's funny. Super. That's funny. All right, so Cancer. So I think it's really important right now, right? To maybe when you see things, just try to see the different perspectives too, right? Through a different lens, right? So maybe if you interact with anyone and you don't like something that they say or something, just take a moment to be like, all right, let me try to see something through their lens, right? Or even that with the number three, that's funny because you know how they always say there's what do they say? Three sides to every story. There's like one person, the other person, and then kind of like the truth, right? Or something, because only someone probably seeing it from the third perspective, watching the two people would have a better perspective because they don't have any dog in the fight, right? So maybe they're asking you to be like that third perspective of something. If you've been in an argument with anyone lately or anything, right? Maybe and that's funny. Look at what I said, argument, and there's the little win at all costs card, right? So that's pretty interesting, right? And look at that, truce, right? Again, so maybe there is kind of a truce to an argument and seeing it from the third perspective, right? That's interesting. Let's see what else for Cancer. Whoa. Oh, hmm. It's funny. Wow, you got new opportunities. Maybe you've had to choose something recently. Maybe a new job, something financial though. And I feel like you're being guided, right? I think like you already know, right? Because even the way this person has the world in their palm, right? The world in the palm of their hands, and they're already grabbing onto a wand. It looks like they already made a choice. They can see a good opportunity, and it's a divine like an opportunity that came from the divine, right? Whether you realize it yet or not. So I think this is different from that other energy, right? Unless you had to see a third perspective for this situation, right? Maybe whatever offers came in, having to see a third perspective on that. Let me see. Okay, clarify that then, because yeah, I think yeah. Whatever decision you make financially, I feel like you already know, and it's gonna be a good investment, right? And in this case, the investment is your energy, right? Wow, I got really lightheaded right now. So yeah, if you're overworking yourself, because I know that the rest card came out, I got super lightheaded. So just take time to rest, right? Don't overwork yourself. Try not to drink too much coffee, right? Or if you're drinking coffee, oh, the summer's coming up, right? So, well, I guess we're barely in spring, but here in California, it's already summer. Spring they kind of just jump over. We had like our 1 month winter, and then it's already feels like summer, right? So, Make sure you're staying hydrated. Wow, what in the world? So see, what's up with these twists and turns? Ten of Swords. Maybe there's a different energy, right? Maybe this is first Cancer that's concerned with financial situations, and now this is something else. Or maybe that's the perspective, right? Something happened that made you feel Ten of Swords. Maybe there's another side to that story. Maybe you're a Gemini cusper. Hopefully a Gemini didn't stick those swords in you, you know? Maybe it wasn't the intention, right? But something made you feel Ten of Swords. That energy. Let's see. Why is Cancer feeling like they got 10 swords stuck in them? Oof. Maybe life was just lifing and you felt like that. Wow, 32 degrees. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know really because it fell on the ground, but when I picked it up in reverse. So maybe after hearing someone's perspective or watch or understanding, right? Like maybe someone did stick 10 swords in you, but maybe they were going through something at the moment, right? That doesn't mean you have to, okay, let's be BFFs again or let's be in a relationship again. Let's say it was that, right? A friendship, a partnership, a relationship. Someone stuck 10 swords in you or that's how you felt. But with the Eight of Cups in reverse, maybe after hearing a different perspective, you'll be like, okay, I get why, right? Maybe someone was having like the worst day of their life and you didn't really realize it and they snapped at you and they shouldn't have taken it out on you. But after getting it, after like for example, once I was gonna interview someone, right? As you know, half the people I interview, right, are psychic or really tapped in, right? All the, like all this stuff, right? So the people I interview on the podcast, I don't know. One day, someone, I guess maybe they started feeling my energy was very just to the point, and so then they started kind of giving me an attitude, and it was the only time I was ever almost gonna cancel an interview, right? I was gonna cancel the podcast interview because I was like, "What's up with this person?" Right? They were kind of getting to me, and I think they were feeling some kind of energy from me. But we went ahead and did the interview, and while we were doing it, I mentioned that day or the day before, I think it was that same day, like my dog of 13 years had passed, right? So my energy was like, I was like, grieving my dog literally. But this person, I don't know, whatever, their intuition just picked up on a weird energy from me. And yeah, no, bloop, like I had just lost. So they were like, oh, wow, my bad, and this and that. I was feeling this and that. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, then, yeah, so, okay. So it made sense. See, so sometimes there is a weird thing, right? Especially with intuitive people, right? Maybe you picked the cancers are very intuitive. Maybe you picked up on something. Mm, wow, this is interesting. Maybe all you need to do is just forgive, right? If someone did kind of, because I got, it's funny, the Three of Swords, but on the other side, the Ten of Pentacles. So maybe, right? And so, oh, wow, okay, now it makes sense. Wow, because, right, there was a lot of, wow, I got chills everywhere too. So it's like, they say that money, like the heart chakra is connected to money too, right? So maybe just holding on to resentment for something that maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Like I said, you don't have to rekindle anything, but just forgiving someone is probably going to open up a lot of financial opportunities, right? It's going to lead to that Ten of Pentacles. So it really is like that, right? I know people might think, oh, what does that have to do with anything? But it is. It's like you're blocking yourself. If not giving forgiveness to someone, right? You're holding on to that energy, whether subconsciously, right? You're restricting yourself. You're holding on to something where you could be focused on something else and it'll be manifesting, right? So I know you guys get it on here, right? So I know I don't have to. keep explaining that. But yeah, something in forgiving, something that really, I think the universe is trying to tell you that there was something, right? There was a perspective maybe you're not seeing, so just forgive. Do it for yourself, if anything, because it's gonna open up like more channels of opportunity, right? So that's what I'm gonna say, because I know that's a whole boom. Because it's funny that it took until the end to really make things clear. So that makes sense now. And I'm still lightheaded. So yeah, make sure you get rest. That's crazy that your reading got me very lightheaded. Because maybe it's a lot to like really process, right? I don't know. So Cancer, Leo. Man, I'm taking way too long, I feel like. All right. Forgive them even if they are not sorry. Absolutely. Oh, that's a song? I mean, it's really about what No, I haven't done Scorpio rising yet. I mean, it's really what you can, we all have, like sometimes I'll be listening to readings, right? I'm a Gemini sun, Leo rising. Sometimes Leo rising will resonate more than the Gemini reading, right? So there's different, I mean, Leo, right, will resonate more than, or they both will, right? Different things, right? Or sometimes the moon sign. You just gotta trust that, sometimes yeah, signs that really, but the message is just on point. Okay, so Leo, the edge. Wow. We're on Leo, right? Leo, 11th house, the edge. I like it because I know they said yesterday, March 11th was very significant, that there was all these things. Someone was sending me stuff like astrology wise, and it was the beginning of something. So, oh, look it. That's funny. Maybe you're having a lot of astral projecting experiences right now, Leo. I would say pay attention to your dreams, write them down, right? I had some very interesting dreams last night. So, right? And those wings remind me of a dragonfly, even though you can't really see it. But dragonflies could switch directions very easily, right? I think only dragonflies and hummingbirds have that ability, right? That they could just switch directions at any moment. So you're adaptable, right? That's a good thing. Group creature. Maybe right now community is gonna be important for Leos. Experimenting too. The future. That's pretty cool. I like it because I had this amazing experience about the future that I might have to make a whole side video about that because that was, yeah, this amazing experience. So, what? Maybe you're a Cancer cusper because, damn, there's that 10 of swords again. But the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like if you did have 10 swords stabbed, stuck in your back, then I feel like things are gonna be going. Oh, I mean that's what I'm feeling, right? Like things are gonna be going good. Ah, there it is, Leo the Sun. What did I just say? The Wheel of Fortune. Things are gonna be turning. Yeah, that's funny. Right as I was saying that. So yeah, wow. So 10 swords. That's why. See, sometimes it's a blessing, right? Because when someone sticks 10 swords in you, that's it. You're done there. It's like there's nowhere to go but up, right? Like you heal and then you become something else. So in a way, it's almost like, wow, look at that as I split the deck. Death. See, so something really like, and then the angels, right? Like the temperance angel too, right? Whoa, and wow, it did it again. That's crazy. That's never happened to me in a reading, and today it already happened twice. Like, see, wow, like a book. The pages are just turning, right? Like, wow, this is like the book of life, right? And it's just like floom, floom. Like keep turning the page, right? Don't get stuck on something. That's crazy. But the temperance angel, and then yeah, so that 10 of swords was a great thing. It closed out a cycle, right? Cause it's almost like imagine staying like in whether it's a toxic job and work environment, a toxic relationship, and it's like they really gotta like, how much do they need to do for you to like walk away, right? So sometimes you gotta think about it that the universe had a hand in that, right? Because they're like, man, this person just doesn't get it. Or maybe you're praying, oh, help me, and you're just not willing to move. So finally, the the universe will make someone stick another sword in you just so you finally get it, right? So I love it. I love it. Oof. Man, why you gotta make me? Oh, come on. All right. Yeah. So I think through the perseverance, right, there's gonna be new opportunities. And that makes sense. Patience, right? With the temperance angel too, right? Just be patient. Maybe that cycle just closed, right? But the sun, it's on its way, right? You'll be riding naked on white horses in no time. So let me see. Okay. One more. One more for wow. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. One more for Leo. One more for Leo. Wow, yeah. New things on the way, right? New opportunities, and it feels like you're gonna start something, right? Not just something coming in with almost, yeah, yeah. I feel like this is you, right? Like I could see it. It's almost like in your mind's eye, right? Like a version of you is coming in on the horse. Hey, we got this idea, right? It's gonna make us some money, inspiration. Maybe by Aries season, right? My heart felt kind of refreshed with that. So I feel like, oh yeah, the heart chakra, duh. So yeah, I feel like good things are on the way that are gonna make you very happy. You're gonna feel very confident, right? With the solar plexus, it's gonna be something that wow, I got chill. So it's gonna be like something where you stand in your truth, right? But be patient. So be patient, be patient, be patient. If the things you're not seeing the rewards right away, it feels like that. Like think about it like starting a new way of life, right? Like when someone that's why I said, right? I've always not liked the word diet, right? Because a diet is just temporary. It's more like no, I'm not on a diet. Because that was, I don't know if people still say that, right? But before people, especially Mexican people, would always say that, like, oh, estás de dieta. But no, it's not that. It's like no, you're eating different, right? This is a new way of eating. This is a new way of living your life, right? So this feels like a whole new, yeah, whole new journey, right? That's what I'm getting from this. So, um, yeah, this isn't the diet version. This is a be patient and you'll see things work out, right? So, trust in the divine. Hey, Joe. Oh, Jolene, right? Jolene, good morning. Right now, I'm sure they already told you, but I'm on, what am I on? Virgo. She said this is like a couple hundred years ago. Authorities have been trying to capture this white horse and they cannot do it. What? What are you talking about? That there's a white horse that's oh, thank you, Brittany. It's always an honor to have you here as well. So thank you for being here. Leo Virgo. Okay. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Let's see, Virgo. Virgo. What do we got for Virgo? Virgo. What? Wow. Interesting. Oh, maybe you're a Leo cusper, right? The sun. Wow. Well, Cancer came out too, so maybe you have Cancer in your chart. Maybe a moon in Cancer. Maybe Virgo with a Cancer moon. Maybe you were in a shell too and you're just breaking out of your shell. Like recently, right? Maybe you were in a little hermit mode. All right, let's find out what else is going on with Virgo. Keep forgetting that we're in, but I don't know. I'm not feeling that energy with this reading. Like, I think maybe there was one sign that it was like, oh, the Mercury retrograde thing. But I think for everybody else, it's more like just getting on with whatever. Wow, what in the world is up with this? Okay, so it looks, man, that's crazy. Because I was shuffling a bit here, and that Ten of Swords again. But it looks like it for you, Virgo. Okay, so it makes sense why you're coming out of your shell. It looks like there was a Ten of Swords moment for you too. They had you in the Hangman, right? And that's why I said like you were in a little hermit mode, maybe, right? Oh, and it makes sense, right? While your heart had to get cracked open again, and now it's like you're well, not planning. It feels like you already decided something, right? Hmm. Interesting. You've already decided. What is that thing? I don't know why that jumped out at me this time. That little thing. I'll have to look what that means, but I don't know why that was. Maybe you're starting a whole business, and that's like you're even already created like the what is it called, insignia or the thing for your brand, right? Maybe you've decided to like become a brand, right? Or you came up with something. That's kind of what I'm getting because that jumped out at me, right? The logo. Yeah, maybe you just came out with a logo. Oh, I'm starting my business. I got the logo, like the whole thing, right? I'm telling you, see, maybe this Ten of Swords is really good for a lot of people, right? Damn. So we should be thankful to this for this Ten of Swords energy. Wow, see, so maybe you were kind of just resting, recovering. You know what's a weird thing? And I got chills right now when that popped in my head is like, I feel like for a lot of people that whoever did someone wrong, it's almost like that. Like if the collective has been enlightened and they get it, like a lot of the collective is like, oh wow, yeah, I went through pain. I had 10 swords stuck in me or three swords stuck in my heart, but I get it. Wow. It's almost like a not that you're gonna go thanks whoever did that to you, but it's almost in a way like, oh wow, they did do me a favor, right? Because now I feel stronger. I feel because there's like a blank emotion that I'm getting with the people. Like even for Gemini, that it was like wow, it was like someone doing spell work, all kinds of. It was like no emotions to it. Like it was really weird, right? And that's what I'm getting here too. Like with Virgo, right? Virgo's your Gemini's kind of Mercury cousin, right? That's interesting. And there's like an understanding too, right? Of hmm, just a blankness. It's really weird. For whatever gave you this Ten of Swords now. So yeah, maybe while you were in that hangman, it really gave you that light bulb moment. Okay, I get it. I get why everything happened. Maybe it was the universe conspiring for your benefit, right? Okay. Yeah, chopping away the BS. Wow, yeah, see? The Wheel of Fortune. It was literally conspiring in your favor. Like it, yeah. El ciclo perpetuo de la vida, the perpetual circle of life, right? Mm. The Sphinx from the chair. I know this isn't the chariot, but almost like that, right? Like that gave me chariot vibes, right? With the Sphinx, like you're in control. You have that power of free will now, thanks to, whoever had to stick 10 swords in you made you realize how powerful you were. Because maybe it took a lot of strength just to walk away from a situation. And so after you did that, now it's like, oh, damn, I really am strong to be able to walk away from that, right? Wow, see? It feels like you're in this energy now as well, Virgo. Very King of Swords. Like you're not bossy, and that's what I said. Like that blankness, like very blank, like mind over heart, not dealing with the BS. Oh, didn't you just say that? Brittany cutting away the BS. I think that's what you were saying. Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. Intuitive healer. Virgo rising. Virgo is like the healer, right? Mm. So okay. What's any last advice for Virgo? Maybe you were dealing with kind of King of Wands energy, right? Maybe an Aries, who knows? It doesn't really have to be an Aries or whatever, but maybe they're the ones that kind of interesting. Interesting. Did I get that advice yet or no? Did anything pop out? Was it the King of Wands that popped out? Let me see. Hmm. What? Wow. Yeah. Maybe someone's having regrets, right? Maybe someone in the past is having regrets about what they did, right? And you're stepping into this kind of, yeah. Because, yeah, I'm kind of getting that. Like someone wanting to rush back in again, right? Because now they're seeing your value, right? And that's always how it happens, right? Now they're seeing you as like a king of pentacles, male or female, doesn't matter, right? With this king of swords, it makes sense, right? Because there's a little bit of a mind over heart right now, just very focused on your business, focused on what you need to do. There's that kind of blank energy. So, that's kind of how it happens. Someone sees your value after the fact. That's just part of it, right? And yeah, so I mean, do I really need to? I think you already know your worth. So are you really, if you're in this King of Swords, King of Pentacles, are you really gonna take a night that's impulsive and rushing in? You know, there's that wand again. You know what I mean? Like, look what I got. You're like, nah, I'm all right. So I think that's kind of what it is. I feel like you're feeling very balanced. I don't know, right? The only one that was a little different was Cancer, but I didn't feel like, oh, it's something about taking back someone that did something to you. Just understand. Maybe it was just about that, understanding why people do the things they do, so you could forgive them and then you move forward, right? Because it was to your benefit to really just kind of take a step, not to bring Cancer into your reading, but just I'm saying you're in a very empowered energy right now, Virgo. So I feel like you're knowledgeable enough to know, right? I mean, if you did want to take someone back that just because after the fact they realize, oh shoot, now they see your worth. I mean, I don't think the energy I'm connecting to, I don't think like it's any Virgo that would really entertain that. but I could be wrong. So I could be wrong. Okay, so after Virgo, who's next? Exactly. Virgos, oh yeah, Virgos are really good with their cutoff game. Yeah, yeah, because they'll, yeah, like you said, logical and grounded. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I mean, mostly I've just had Virgo friends, right? I can't say I've dated a Virgo, but I know the way they are, it's funny, right? Like they are very logical, you know? So I could see them cutting off someone and being very like, wow. So who? It's Libra, right? Libra's after Virgo. Man, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, Libra. Okay, thank you, Brittany. You have a great day as well, Jolene. So for Libra, the world. So I guess you're closing out a cycle. Oh wow, I forgot the other card. Okay, but that's funny that the world came out. So Libra closing out a cycle. Man, how long have I been on? Oh wow, that one just flew right. Fourth house roots. Okay. I feel like it was something like that, right? Like the journey you were on, Libra, was like a whole like generational something, right? You went into a deep dive about really understanding. You know, some cycles are being repeated from past, yeah, from generations, right? Something that got passed down and then got passed down and then got passed down. So I feel like Libra just went through a whole journey, right? Oh, look at that with the what is it? Not a seashell, right? Like a snail kind of. See, like it went just circles and circles and circles. Wow. And with the old family photo, right? It's like really questioning, like why. See, everything the spirals, right? Like the infinite spirals of life, right? Generations. Wow. So I feel like Libra really went deep, right? Really understanding why. It's like someone, you know, nowadays, right? You go through your family history to find out what diseases you might be prone to, or this or that, or right? Like there's all that. Now that we have so much knowledge out there, you can find that out, right? Maybe you were having dreams about it. Maybe something was coming to you in dreams that made you start looking. You know, like tarot, right? The first time tarot came to me, I don't know if it was in 2022 or something, but it came to me in a dream, right? And I didn't before that I didn't even know. I knew like in Spanish las cartas, oh, gente que lee las cartas and this and that, but I didn't know tarot, right? I didn't even know how to pronounce it, right? Tarot. I used to say like tarot or whatever. I didn't know what it was, but it came to me in a dream. So maybe Libra, something came to you in a dream, and that's what made you really take a deep dive into, maybe a loved one passed on, right? And they came to you in a dream, and that made you start searching, right? Kind of what I'm getting with that. So let's see. All right, what else for Libra? What else for Libra? What else for Libra? Wow. Maybe you've been feeling unbalanced, right? Just who knows? Maybe I mean it makes sense, right? After closing a whole cycle, it kind of does leave you like, okay, when you finish a new journey and you're starting a new one, it's kind of like, yeah, you start weighing out options, you start trying to figure out which way to go. But it looks like there's gonna be something that's gonna come in that's gonna look like that's the direction you want to go in, right? And that feels very Libra-ish right now, right? Like very calm. Like I've known a lot of Libras and they're actually you know, calm, right? Like both, right? I know Libras that could be very outgoing, but at the same time they have a very calming energy to them, right? I've always had like Libra friends, and they helped ground me, right? Because they were very calm. That's funny. Oh, and that's funny. My heart was kind of like feeling refreshed. I guess just the memory, right? Of I've had really good Libra friends, and then the heart chakra. So I feel like this thing that comes in, or you're gonna follow your heart, right? That's kind of what I'm feeling, right? There's gonna be something maybe between the choices you're having. Maybe there'll be a choice. I'll make more money doing this, but this makes my heart happy, and I think you're gonna choose the thing that makes your heart feel happier, right? So if you have that kind of a choice, maybe even a relationship wise, right? You're gonna be like, let's say that, right? Oh, I can follow this situation and more financially secure, but you know, I'm gonna choose to go where my heart feels happier, right? So I feel like there after maybe that was a thing of your past, right? Maybe your mom or your dad, right? Maybe someone was that kind of person, right? They married for money, or there was something where, or they just worked, right? Never spent time with their family, someone that chased that or something. There was something that you're trying to figure out. Maybe it wasn't just your parents, your grandparents did the same thing, right? They chose to, it was all about work, 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 and kind of neglecting their family. And then it got passed on to your mom or dad. And now you're like, you know what? That's how my, yeah, and that kind of, it's funny as I'm saying that, that kind of gave me a slight headache. So maybe, yeah, you're like, nah, I'm going to break that cycle. I don't want to follow that same route. This is a different. So I'm guessing this is something from the past again, right? I don't know. Really interesting that this jumped out. There's that freaking. What is up with this? It's like a collective energy. This Knight of Wands. Maybe everyone's being tested with something, right? Something comes in like from the past, right? Like a quick fix. Because it's very different from this energy, right? Like, you know what? Cool. Slow and steady wins the race. And then they're this thing's been trying to jump out in every sign, I think, right? The freaking Knight of Wands. What's up with this Knight of Wands? Okay. Ah, the illusion. See? Freaking Knight of Wands with their illusions. Be careful. I guess that's the whole thing. Once you make up your mind about something, don't let little things come in trying to distract you, right? The illusion. Mm, that's crazy. The way that just jumped in there, right? It's time to put an end to that kind of stuff, right? The 18 adds up to 9, so yeah, right. It has, right, Brittany? Like I'm not tripping, right? It really has jumped out in like almost all the signs, right? That's nuts. Freaking Knight of Wands. Wow, look at that. See? It feels like that's kind of the road you're on. Libra, don't let things distract you, right? Everything that glitters ain't gold. Don't, yeah. Maybe that's something you broke, right? Maybe in the past, right? Maybe that was something you had to look at your family tree, or people choosing like that. Oh, there was something passionate that ended up being like, because that burns out, right? It may come in, boom, but there was something steadier and more fulfilling to the heart, right? And I think that's kind of what, yeah. The other thing was all illusions, right? Maybe you're seeing a pattern with your family, or maybe with yourself, right? Maybe just with yourself. And there's that four again, right? So something really, imagine that's how we started this four. And there's that four again. Something solid, stable, right? Celebration. So I feel like, yeah, you're on the right path. I don't feel like there's any advice needed with that. You're on the right path. It feels like you're already making a choice, right? Maybe you were up in your head. You closed out a cycle. You were weighing out these options, and I feel like you're gonna know, right? There's gonna be something that's gonna be casting an illusion, but I think you're intuitive enough, Libra, that you'll be able to figure it out, and you'll be like, nah, my family made that mistake. I made that mistake. I know what's for my highest good, right? Or what's gonna make me happy in the long run, right? So, okay. Sagittarius. Oof, I got chills right now. I don't know why. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, bro. You can't have one without the other. Oh. Okay. So, Sagittarius. Okay. Here we go. Whoa. Jeez. That one just flew. Action. Okay, Sagittarius. Maybe you're feeling fired up right now. It's time to take action. Put on those boxing gloves. That's funny because as I was driving home yesterday from work, I was passing a park and I saw these two guys getting there with like boxing gloves. And I was like, oh, that's funny. They're going to practice some boxing right there at the park, right? It stood out to me though. Who knows? Maybe they were Sagittarius. I don't know, but that's funny. Boxing gloves and lipstick. So I don't know, taking action in whatever way, right? Maybe it's kind of covering both the male and female aspects of Sagittarius or whatever it is, right? I guess gender doesn't matter actually at the end of the day, but Mars action, lipstick and boxing gloves, and the fiery red planet Mars. Desire, impulses, courage, force, heat, strength, competition. Workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, and sex drive. That's crazy. Okay. So I guess Sagittarius is feeling fired up. Let's find out why. What are you being called to do at this moment, Sagittarius? What is this competitive drive that you suddenly have? Sagittarius. What's going on with Sagittarius? Wow, you don't want to talk. So that's, oh, wow. Uh-oh. Maybe currently you were kind of having a problem deciding with something, right? Maybe you were feeling undecisive. Because I know the other day, right, there was like this whole planetary alignment on the blood moon eclipse and all this and that. And my whole energy shifted as well. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So it doesn't surprise me that maybe Sagittarius all of a sudden had this like boom, go kind of energy, right? Maybe you were feeling undecisive before that. You were more searching for balance, something, right? And maybe you finally got clarity. Which the blindfold isn't reading off as something negative here. It's like you put it on yourself, right? Obviously, right? Because this person isn't bound. So they put on the blindfold just to meditate and really decide, right? Which way am I going here? And it's funny because with those little bars that people use to say they ask yes or no questions. And I think yes is when the things cross, right? So it feels very like the answer is yes, go, right? Or something like that. Like the little bars that the people use that do I think it's no and then yes. And it's like, yes. Okay, there. You got your answer now. Go, go, go. Yeah, okay. So looks like maybe there was a little heartbreak you went through. There's that Libra again, right? So that's funny. Yeah. Not funny, haha. I mean, the heartbreaks aren't funny. I'm sorry for your suffering, right? But hey, oof, yeah, it happens, right? It happens. But because of that, again, right? See, it's almost like we got to thank these characters that help us find out just how strong we are, right? The power of free will, the power and strength of free will, right? Isn't that crazy? That's amazing to me that the people that cause all this, like, then just empower. You know, if either that, either you crumble or you realize, you know what, I'm pretty badass and I'm gonna do this now, you know? So, right? That's that energy of whatever, whether you're putting on lipstick or putting on boxing gloves, right? But you're like, you know what? I'm gonna handle business now. I'm gonna be about the business. Oof, look at that. Uh-oh. Interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. I don't know how to take this right now. I don't know if this is that past heartbreak. Maybe it's a be careful kind of energy because the Two of Cups came out, right? Strong connection, but the devil was right behind. So I hope you're not feeling bound to whatever this past connection was, or maybe they're still like lurking, right? It almost feels like that. Like, wow, my right eye's twitching. That's crazy. What in the world is it? Right eye started twitching as I said that. Right eye twitching, interpreted. Oh, good luck. Wow. So maybe that devil, right, is they're seeing. Oh, wow. So don't be careful again, right? It almost feels worse than the Knight of Wands, right? This is like maybe you were dealing with the devil themselves, right? That was the Three of Swords, right? Cause yeah, that's crazy, huh? It's not just someone stabbing you in the back. It's like they jam three swords right in your heart. Like they really wanted you to die kind of thing. So I feel like the devil's lurking. So just be careful, right? Maybe you don't need to let everybody know what you got going on, right? So maybe a strong connection's coming in and that devil's lurking. So yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So it's gonna almost feel like good luck. You're gonna be like, what? Right after a heartbreak. Just make sure you give yourself time to heal. Hmm. Maybe you're connecting with a Taurus. I don't know. But even that logros, right, is like miracles. Wow, look at my throat wanted to. Hmm. The devil's mad. It doesn't want me to tell you. So just be careful with things. But I feel like you're gonna be in a good connection, right? Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling like, the King of Wands came out too, so and I got chills. So maybe you were dealing with someone. That's why it's a tricky energy, right? So it's not the Knight of Wands. This time it was like a King of Wands, which is probably, yeah, it's interesting, right? Maybe you were dealing with a King of Wands, right? So be careful with that energy. Maybe now they're seeing you be very prosperous and interesting. I don't know. This even gave me like a pain in my stomach. Why? Maybe you were dealing with an Aries. I don't know. Interesting. I got like cold chills down my back. So what is that? I think right. They say it right. The King of Wands is kind of, it could be like a promiscuous kind of energy or stuff like that, right? So maybe that's tied into that devil energy. Not always, right? But in this case, yeah, because I got these like eerie cold chills, right? So maybe that's why it's a little more alluring or something. Yeah, because that even kind of gave me like a headache up here. See, something maybe, hmm, maybe being connected to this person even was blocking your crown chakra or something. Yeah, that's weird, right? This is a weird, that took a interesting turn. I just keep getting cold chills down my back. That's weird. I don't know, Sagittarius, but I think yeah. I feel like you already know the direction you're heading in. So just, I think that's kind of the advice, right? Be very mind over heart at this time, right? So if a new connection does come in, yeah, just feel it out, right? Make sure it's not just a repetitive pattern. It almost feels like something good's coming in, right? But just be careful. Use your discernment, right? Right? Maybe you'll choose. Maybe you'll choose, you know what? I'm too busy, you know, being competitive or whatever, doing what I gotta do. That nah, I'm not interested at this moment. Right? So you have that choice, right? My throat got tight for some reason. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. What else to see now my crown feels like it lit up again. So there was something weird about that energy. You were in a connection that definitely was something about that, right? Even the stabbing in the heart kind of threw you off, right? What a weird energy. Okay, yeah, new things are coming in. So yeah, just use your discernment. You got new things, new connections, um, new romances I heard. So, and there's that crown. Wow, there's the crown. So you'll know it. I feel like you're gonna be able to discern, maybe with a water sign, right? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Maybe with a Taurus, right? I don't know. Maybe watch out for. See, wow, when I get this, I start getting like a headache. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll end it there with that. That's pretty interesting. It could be any sign, but just be careful with someone that maybe has that kind of, maybe like, oh, that kind of, I'm a king, but I'm a player kind of thing. Like, someone that's a little cocky, a little this and that. Like, you know, I think they'll give off, almost like that. Like, there's people that might be into that, but maybe if someone comes off cocky, for some reason you'll feel it, right? Maybe it'll be the like it's not gonna be a turn on in this case. It'll be a turn off, right? Woman or man, right? Whatever floats your boat, right? And that, right? Yeah, yeah. And that made my heart feel refreshed. So I think oh wow, that made my heart feel refreshed as opposed to yeah. So Sagittarius, I feel like you'll be able to tap into that. So yeah, that went long. But it was, I guess this devil thing threw me off because I was like, what in the world? Okay, so I wanted to get to the bottom of that. We skipped Scorpio? No. Okay, my bad. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, let me go back. Sorry, Scorpio. Ah, look at as I picked up the deck. There's the Scorpio. Like, hey, you forgot me. But let me shuffle this. That's funny that it was right there. Sorry, Scorpio. Damn, I guess Sagittarius wanted to, you know, they, wow, again? Interesting. Very interesting. Perception again. Maybe Cancer was dealing with a Scorpio. Interesting. Perception. I can see that though, right? Like I think my probably one of my first times dealing with a Scorpio. I think it takes like for someone like me, right? I like communication, right? This and that. And I think like my first experience with a Scorpio was just, it was taking way too long right? To try to get open communication, right? Which, um, I'm sure when I was younger, I had way less patience for all that, right? So I could get perception, right? Perception definitely sometimes in the style of people communicating or just like that, like the story I shared about someone reading my energy wrong and then not understanding. Yeah, hello, my dog of like you know, man's best friend, right? My dog of 13 years had just passed away that morning, so of course, you know, not everything's about you kind of thing, right? Wow, that gave off that kind of energy, right? Not everything's about you. So sometimes you got to understand the different energies, right? Sometimes you got to actually ask instead of just assuming or reading the energy, right? So there's those kind of things too. It's not everything's about you. So speech, thought, social media excursions, dating, siblings, research, street life, circulation. So discussion, surroundings, sociability. So third house, perception. Okay, so what does Scorpio need to be perceptive of? Why does it split the deck? Victory over something. Maybe you were dealing with that, right? Someone that kind of maybe there was a little discussion. Let's find out. Let's find out what was going on there with Scorpio. What are you having victory over? Don't do this to me. Wow. Wow, and that's kind of the same message, right? Didn't this come out for Cancer too? It was about like having that perception was keeping you stuck. And once you open that up, wow, my solar plexus is doing something too. I think it was affect something. Wow. Because I don't know how that, I don't, it doesn't feel like that confident solar plexus. It's like some kind of perception was making you question something that had you stuck with something. Whoa. Wow. See? Solar plexus, what did I say? And then the solar plexus comes out. You felt like maybe that because of a perception of something, you felt like you had to be on your guard, right? Fight or flight kind of thing. Not even flight, fight, right? Like you had to be on the defensive. Mm. But this says victory, right? So that's funny because that was the victory card was popping out, right? So let me see. Okay, what else for Scorpio? Wow, look at on this case. It's weird because this feels like your energy for some reason. That's really weird. Hopefully, you're not the Knight of Wands that was popping up in everybody's readings, right? Scorpio. They say Scorpio is the sign that has that kind of sexual energy, right? So interesting. Perception, though. I don't know. Let me see. And I was just playing Scorpio. Don't be mad at me. That was a joke. So, all right. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. What's going on here with? Wow, there's that wands again. Okay, so I wasn't. There's you with your wand, right? But inspiration. So I think after that, after you resolve whatever was going on with the perception, oof, it had to be, huh? Wow, this is crazy. Another 10 of freaks. So, geez, you can't even. It almost feel like I know I'm like over here shuffling the cards, but it's like, okay, man, let me get this other deck. That's just crazy. How can everybody have the freaking 10 of swords? So everybody was going through some kind of. Everybody was 10 of swords. Maybe people all perception, right? Maybe people were like, you 10 of swords me, so I'm gonna 10 of swords you, or hurt people, hurt people. Everybody was just being hurt, so everybody was hurting someone else. Jeez. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but that's crazy. But again, it feels like it was to your benefit. Whatever was going on, Scorpio, it feels like it put you in an energy of focusing, right? Making your dreams come true because you were like, wow, I got 10 of sorted, however you say it. I got 10 swords stuck in me, so there's nothing to do but just the weird thing is it felt like The Wheel of Fortune turned in your favor for some reason, right? The only thing I'm thrown off by is this little energy right here. Maybe there was that, right? Maybe maybe you were following your passion, and because people were like, nah, you know what, I'm not playing this game, it forced you to focus on other things, right? That's kind of the weird message I'm getting, right? Maybe you were going through a little bit of something, Scorpio, where you were following, and the universe had to step in, right? Like, you know what? Yeah, you're paying too much attention to that, and other people started closing the door. Boom, boom, and then you had to focus on what you had to focus on, right? Very interesting. I don't know. That's weird, but I've been getting some interesting messages today, anyways. So let me try this deck because I'm just like, why does the fact that everything keeps coming out kind of similar? No, I did Pisces already. Pisces, Sag, now Scorpio. Yeah, I just need Capricorn and Aquarius after this, right? Ah, Page of Pentacles. So it feels like there's gonna be new opportunities, right? So not only I feel like it's tied in. Wow, I got chills as I got that. So yeah, there's gonna be new inspiration, new ideas, and I think it's gonna lead to like work stuff, right? Like, yeah, yeah. Maybe there's a younger kind of Scorpio energy here, because yeah, there's really no kings, no queens. Just I got a page, a knight. You know what I mean? So I feel like, sometimes the universe has to step in, right? Maybe there was a Scorpio that was just, kind of, yeah, focusing on and then yeah, something happened. Maybe feeling rejected kind of made you feel Ten of Swordish, but it feels like the universe was getting everybody on their purpose, right? Wow, see, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords. So maybe you were up in your head and you just had to get to work, right? Like, yeah, Nine of Swords, Nine of Cups. But yeah, good things on the way. Three of Cups celebration. So Three of Cups celebration. Yeah, see, nothing but knights, page. So it's like, I don't know. I'm getting like a more, just whatever I'm connecting to right now. Cause yeah, I don't think this has came out before the Scorpio for Scorpio. So maybe this is like, I've had some, I know very deep readings for Scorpio, but whatever Scorpio I'm connecting to right now, it's more like a younger Scorpio energy, right? So if you do want new, like, relationship things, I think like it's coming in, right? You'll have new opportunities with love, but even that energy is more immature, right? So maybe it'll be something that will make you kind of feel like, you know what? Maybe I do want to focus on other things right now, right? Like work and this and that. So, well, yeah, because the Ten of Pentacles, right? So I feel like things are gonna perception. Maybe things are, yeah. So I feels like maybe, yeah, maybe you've just been whatever Scorpio I'm connecting to. Maybe you've been living a certain way, And the universe is trying to wake you up to that, right? I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I've never really gotten this for Scorpio. Scorpios are usually pretty. Look at it, even as I split the deck. Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. And that's the perception, right? Yeah, you have all the ability, right? Because it's the Eight of Swords is the wiggling out of the. And look at how that bracelet's loose, right? Almost like, and the other thing, it's all the little bindings, right, that are loose. But this time it's like that loose bracelet. Like you could take it off. Maybe that bracelet has a connection to something from the past. And you're like, I don't need to stay stuck with this, right? I could just take this off and throw it away and not remember. Oh, wow. I never noticed that too, right? Maybe that thing around the neck too. Maybe you like to wear those kind of things around your neck or hmm, anxiety, mental prison, fixation. Interesting, right? So this is a weird energy, but there's something right that was done. Wow, that's interesting. When I picked up this, yeah, the Empress. So maybe something's trying to make you get into that finally, right? Like all this, right, to become the Empress, right? Imagine from being, because the Empress is also something very, you look at it, right? Also, it has that sexual energy to it, but not like this reckless sexual energy or different, like, pages and nights and all that. It's, yeah, I mean, that's the top, right? The Empress, right? So that's a beautiful journey, right? So maybe right now it doesn't seem right. The universe was speaking very clearly, right? Like, what are you doing, right? Imagine that the universe telling you, look, you're over here acting like a page in the night when all, like, what we have in store for you is to be the Empress, right? Imagine that. Like, imagine that. Imagine living your life like that, not giving yourself your self worth, and then, you know, I'm just saying what's coming through. So, like, cause I was like, wow, they're being very blunt, right? So I got chills too. So take that. If it resonates, Scorpio. If not, then this wasn't your reading, right? So don't worry about it. Cause yeah, usually I get a lot. It's a lot deeper for Scorpio, but this time it felt like it was a young Scorpio that the universe, I guess, wanted to. Even though I was very gentle, almost like the universe wanted to hand a little verbal ass whooping kind of thing. So I don't know. And I was very gentle with my words, but I felt like the universe was trying to drive a point. Hmm, so funny. Okay. So what else? What else? What else? Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn and then Aquarius, and that's it. That was so weird. All right. Oh shoot. Wow. So right away, Capricorn, the moon. Feelings. Are you up in your feelings? That's interesting because Capricorns are pretty. No, I've seen it, right? Guess we all have our feelings, right? Instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion. Who did I just didn't I just feel like a pain in my stomach? Well, was it Scorpio? Oh, but Scorpio and Capricorn don't cuss, but maybe you have um yeah, it's funny. Maybe there's something about the truth is hard to swallow because right now it was hard to swallow. I was like trying to talk and swallow at the same time. That was weird. Instinct, nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home, family, conditioning habits, femininity, lineage, privacy, embodiment. Wow, I'm feeling all these emotions right now too, so that's weird. Maybe you're a Capricorn that wasn't used to connecting with your feelings and now you are or something. That's interesting. Oh, you Brittany, I forgot that. You're five Capricorn placements. Jeez. Is there right now a truth that's hard to swallow? Um oh, and then you got the Five of Cups for Pisces. Now Five of Cups, five of maybe. But I don't know. I guess you should be optimistic right now. Maybe something's had you in your feelings, but you know, there's an optimistic energy. Oh yeah, absolutely. Wow, look at you were just talking about the lovers and look at what came up right after the optimistic, right? Be optimistic. Put on your yellow boots. What's up with those yellow boots? That's crazy. And there's the yellow boots again. Wow. So maybe whether that's you or whichever one you are, right? Either you're gonna meet someone with the yellow boots, right? Maybe that person's coming in, right? They just became up and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna get out there, and then bam, they run into you, or you're the one running into someone. But it looks like there's a good connection coming in, so that's pretty cool. The yellow boots. Ah, there it is, right? Look at now. You have something to wash down the truth with. That's funny. Ah, and there you are, Capricorn. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's financial, right? Because I kind of felt my heart light. Oh, look at the truth, right? The throat chakra. We're talking about over here. Things are hard to swallow or whatever. The truth, right? But maybe the truth is, imagine that. Maybe the truth is you're not the strong connection. Maybe right now you're feeling is towards money. Maybe right now that's what you want to focus on. I don't know, really. There's well, let's find out, right? Because that's interesting that the Two of Cups came out. Maybe it's a strong partnership. Well, yeah, right. It doesn't always mean strong partnership in love, right? It could be business. Let's see. Let's see, Capricorn. Capricorn. Yeah, see, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe you're in this energy, but yeah, the goal is to get into, to become that Queen of Pentacles. Maybe right now, yeah, it's just putting your business before love. Cause I feel like with this energy, it's almost like it'll make you breathe easier, right? I even felt like the tingling on the throat. So maybe it's like maybe there's something with that. An unspoken truth is that you want to focus more, right? Oh, the moon, right? Illusions. Wow. So maybe the illusion is like you're like, oh, love is what's gonna make me happy. And maybe that's an illusion you're giving yourself because the truth is, yeah, being financially secure might be more important to you at this moment than it doesn't have to be, right? It doesn't mean you can't have both, but maybe there's something, right? Because yeah, maybe you're yearning for it, right? The feelings, maybe you're yearning for a strong connection. Okay. Maybe you're yearning for a strong connection, but the truth is that right now you should be focused more on your business or money, right? Finance. Okay, so that makes more sense. That's the hard pill to swallow. That the truth is, yes, we get it, right? You're in your feelings, you want a nice, strong connection, but at this point, at this moment, you should be focused. And not to say that once you focus on that, I'm sure that connection is gonna come in because that's what I'm feeling, right? I feel like that connection. So that strong connection is coming in at some point. But I think the truth is you have to kind of wow, look at that. Yeah, it feels like maybe you've been maybe you're up in your feelings about that, right? Like you feel like love hasn't been kind to you or relationships or all this and that. You're still going though. That's beautiful that you still have that, right? Like you're still willing, right? You're still I got chills right now. So yeah, you're still hoping for that love and waiting for it and this and that, but the truth is right now there's other things that need maybe you got bills that are doing this and that and it's like, hey, why are you over here focused on love when, you know, that's the truth. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting, right? But of course, remember, be optimistic, right? Be optimistic. Wow. See? Bam. There it is, right? That came out in the Pisces. Ah, ha, 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 ha. That's so funny. And see, remembering all the things that you've already gone through, like that long journey of, well, you're still like, no, nope, I still believe. But look at the tower. Wow, that song popped in my head again. The London Bridge is, hey, and it's okay, right? You rebuild it with this, you rebuild it with that, you rebuild it with that, right? That's funny because it's almost like if this person's like a bridge or something really behind the London Bridge is falling down. Ah, ha, ha, that's funny. That's crazy. It resonates. Yeah, I had the Taurus was I think the Taurus one really good. The Taurus reading. So yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, that song is all about you keep persevering, right? So that's funny that this came out and the London Bridge is falling down. Yeah, so something a tower had to come down for you to finally, and if it hasn't, then it will. So maybe you want to get ahead of that tower falling down and just realize that there's other things you should be focused on right now, right? But eventually you'll be in this Queen of Pentacles energy, and yeah, I'm sure the love will come in right at that point. So let me see anything. Yeah, look at that. So you're gonna have new opportunities, financial. So see the finance thing keeps coming up, right? So the universe is gonna even help you with that, right? And I think they just want you to kind of swallow that pill of truth, right? Before that tower comes crashing down, or it already came crashing down, right? Where everything's like, oh wow, like I really need to focus. Damn, I didn't realize this was due, right? So yeah, it's almost like see it in this. That's how, like two people were laying up in bed, right? That guy is that a lady? I don't know. It looks like it. And they're like, "What are you doing? Go, you know, you got things, you got bills to pay, you got this, right?" They were all laid up like on the honeymoon or something, and it's like not right now, right? The whole tower shook, and it's like, yeah, that's funny. I don't know why my throat got tight right now with that. That's pretty interesting. That's funny. So let me see. Wow, I got chills too, all down right here. So that's crazy. I feel like that's kind of the confirmation that that message was what it needed to be. So the last one is who, Aquarius? Is that what it is, Brittany? Let me see. Oh, that. Wait till I get my money. Right. That's funny. Ha 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 ha. Oof. All right. Let me see. I think it's Aquarius, right? Ah, don't be naked and distracted when the tower falls. I like that. I like that. Imagine, like, yeah, you know, it's a great metaphor for, yeah, imagine it's like don't get caught with your pants down, right? Like that saying, right? Like, and then boom, everything just falls on you and you weren't ready because you weren't focused on the right things, right? Or This is pretty interesting. Surrender. Wow, maybe you're a Aquarius cap cusper because surrender came out, right? With the little cherubims. Surrender. So maybe, yeah, you're getting the divine guidance, right? Surrender. Subconscious mind, compassion, dreams. So maybe you're getting a lot of messages in your dreams right now, Aquarius. Karma, forgiveness, baggage, trance states, the unseen, healing, Akashic records, right? Aquarius are very tapped in. So maybe right now you're getting a lot of, wow, Gil. Hopefully you're not, I mean, hey, karma, maybe, yeah, maybe there's something. Surrender. Maybe there's something you need to make right and the universe is guiding you through dreams, this and that. Man, I had a crazy dream last night. I don't know why, but I'm just saying, like, pay attention to your dreams. I had a dream last night that I was in a freaking like barber shop or hair salon or something, and I don't have hair, so I don't know what the point was of that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to after this. I don't know why this just brought me back to my dream. Surrender. What do I need to know about that? I don't know, but okay. Aquarius. So maybe 12 and 9 are significant. Hmm. So surrender and seeking. That's interesting. Wow, the camel. Maybe you're supposed to. I don't know. I don't like how those dollar bills are rolled up, right? It reminds me of like when people do certain stuff that they roll up the dollar bills like that. Hopefully you're not over there also like doing things rather than getting to work or something, Aquarius. That's crazy. Passport. Or don't be going to another country and doing stuff and getting arrested in another country because that's interesting. I don't know why that popped in my head. Foreign travel, adventure, higher education, customs, faith, beliefs, pilgrimages, spiritual quests, aspirations, journalism, religion, gurus, risk taking. Ah ha ha, that's funny. So I don't know. Maybe take risk in the right way. Don't be doing nothing crazy. It's like those people that do like those influencers that do crazy things, and then they go overseas and get arrested because they think they can act a fool in other countries or something. So hopefully this isn't that, Aquarius, right? Yeah. You were getting your hair washed, Brittany? That's crazy. Yeah, it was a weird dream. That was a really interesting dream. Wow, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So I think that's yeah. Right now is probably a time to not not focus on other things, and that's so funny. Ten of Pentacles. So there's something. Hmm. Well, let's go a little deeper because yeah, something you're seeking and you're supposed to surrender to. Maybe you're really being guided, or maybe it's tied in again to that, right? Maybe because it says forgiveness. So whether you're forgiving someone or asking for forgiveness, but something karmic maybe has been holding you back and that's keeping you from manifesting this, right? So forgiving, asking for forgiveness, right? Asking for forgiveness is just as important as forgiving someone, right? Because if you're the one that did something, then you could be like all stubborn and all this, but the universe does it. Wow, the star. There you are, right? This is Aquarius. Wow. So that makes sense with the Ten of Pentacles. There's something you're gonna do that whatever Aquarius this is, maybe you're a public figure, actor, actress, social media influencer, reader, right? There's something maybe that you do that has you out in the public, right? But there's something that's keeping you back, and I feel like there's something there. Yeah, something came. Yeah, and it's even gonna involve you traveling and everything, right? So maybe that, right? Maybe all the dollar bills rolled aren't. You're not someone that rolls them up and, whatever. Maybe that's just kind of significant of like the 10 of Pentacles. Maybe there's 10 little rolls in there. I don't know. I haven't counted them, but that's funny. Well, it's a nine. Maybe there's nine, right? But the 9 of Pentacles is great too. So, but I feel like there's something that's blocking you from that because of something either you have to forgive or you haven't asked for forgiveness for something. Wow, there you are again. That's funny responsibility. So I feel like there is something. It might be spiritual work, right? Or just in general. It doesn't matter because I think, like Dr. Dre, right? Look at him. I don't know if he's still a billionaire, but I'm sure he was a billionaire at one point. He's in Aquarius, right? Ooh, I just got super lightheaded. That was weird. Um, yeah, there's something. So it's not even with Outkast, right? The group Outkast, they had that album Aquemini. So one of them was in Aquarius, the other one a Gemini, right? So, oh, I got chills with that. I don't know why. Maybe there's a partnership or something, but yeah, maybe there's a little partnership, right, with the two little interesting that came out. But there's something that's a responsibility. Maybe you haven't surrendered to that responsibility of something, right? Maybe you have all the gifts to be someone in the public. Maybe you don't like being in the public, but that's kind of your purpose, right? You really rather just stay out of the limelight, but that's what you're meant to kind of do, right? The star. Maybe you get all the downloads, right? You have the divine guidance. You have the ideas of, oh, and we're in the age of Aquarius too, right? So maybe this is a moment when you're meant to shine. You're meant to, because what don't they say the Aquarius is like the humanitarian, right? Maybe right now that all these things are going on, maybe you're supposed to bring justice for all the kids that were harmed in this whole Epstein file stuff or all this, right? Like maybe there's something you're supposed to do and you don't necessarily want to do it, but and that's why it's important. There's something holding you back, right? But I like that. The sword feels very like the sword of truth, right? Something, yeah, that's crazy. There's something man, yeah, that's weird. So this came out. See, it's not weird because I just said there's something that's holding you back. And look, you see the whole new, bam, there it is. But the poopy pants, this is the poopy pants card for me because it's someone that's just like, no, I'm sitting here in my poopy pants and I'm not moving, right? That's the ultimate lie. Imagine it's like something crazy happened last time, like the other day, and I know it has to do with it was an interesting little thing that happened, right? But anyways, it's almost like something like let's say, right, you have everything to move forward and you're dwelling on past mistakes, past heartbreaks, past something, right? Like, oh, but this didn't go good, this didn't go good, this didn't go good. But this right here, boom, right? Everything's showing you, well, I mean, I'm showing you here, but maybe you already know, right? I'm looking with the throat chakra, see? And look at C. I said C, but C, yes. Um, yeah, there's something that has to be communicated, right? Right? Yeah, if you need to make amends with someone or something, then do it. If you why did I say something? That's crazy. If you need to make amends with someone or something, do it. And if you need to forgive someone, then forgive someone, right? Or something, whatever. I don't know why something came out. That's really interesting. Mm, yeah. That's what I feel all this is, like the prevision, right? And that's funny. Oh, and that's the number of kind of like I don't know, that jumped out at me, right? Like the three, and even here, those three cups from the past, right? 3-3 is like, they say that's like the master teacher number, right? So maybe 33 is significant to you. And oh, and even 12 adds up to three, right? It's a lot of threes. 3 times 3 is 9. So I don't know. There's something there, right? I don't know at what point this card flipped over, but hey, it's there. So that was weird. Oh, there's that 9 again. Yeah, 9. So maybe if you look at it that way, you have to bring an end to that. Maybe you are up in your head just because there's something that's that simple. And see, I'm feeling the throat thing. You're not communicating something, whether forgiving someone or asking for a forgiveness, because you don't realize that subconsciously. Maybe you're having dreams about it, right? Something. You're not surrendering to the divine plan. Mm. Subconscious mind. Yeah, so something. Maybe things are coming into your dreams trying to tell you, like me, right? That I need to go to a hair salon or something for some reason, right? I don't know. Get my hair cut. Who knows these things? But yeah, I like it. Okay. I mean, because it feels like once, yeah, you're meant to be the star. You're meant to be prosperous. You're meant to share things. You're meant to be out there in the limelight. But this thing that's holding you back, I mean, I could keep diving in, but I think you'll know, Aquarius. I think as soon as any Aquarius that saw this, as soon as you heard me talking, I'm sure you already got it right away. You were like, I know what that is. But yeah, so okay. Thank you all. Sometimes it's not the person, it's the situation. Yeah, no, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody that tuned in. You said I'm hearing back to school with Aqua. Maybe, yeah. Let's go once. Yeah. If we aren't back to school once a year, we are bored. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't say it that bluntly, but yeah, get over it and shine your light, Aquarius. So, yeah. So, thank you uh so much, right? Brittany, Debbie, everybody else that tuned in. I don't know if everybody already logged off, but thank you all. Put the timestamps and yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. So